Hello, and welcome to How to Choose a Model with VIVO using an MRI. This tutorial starts from where we ended with how to segment an MRI with the VIVO system. We've placed the segmentation points for the MRI, and the Start Segmentation button is highlighted. So we're going to start by pressing that. And VIVO will go through a process of choosing the best 3 models to give to the user. This process can take a minute or two sometimes. But once the process completes, if heart segmentation is successful, a dialog box will appear which asks the user to select and align the best fitting model. If heart segmentation is not successful, a dialog box will appear instructing the user to perform a manual segmentation. We will discuss that in further detail later in the tutorial. So to get started, I grab my box and I pull it into the upper right-hand corner so that I can fully see my model and my DICOM. And I start with the top model, highlight it, and then I'll press Inspect Model. Now what I'm looking for here is see how well it matches up with my right ventricle and outflow tract and my left ventricle. And this matches up fairly well. But let's go to a couple of other views just to see how well it matches up there. And this matches up what I would consider fairly well. This inner and outer outline obviously will have to be brought in to align around the right ventricle and the outflow tract here. And this will have to be manipulated a little bit around the left ventricle, but all in all, not a bad match. Here's the 4-chamber view, and you can see that matches up fairly well. Have to do a little work here. But let's just look at the next model, inspect that. Now you can see here, this is a little off on the right ventricular free wall. And if we go up to the short axis view, it's quite a bit off here. That would require some time. This one looks pretty good. And then let's check our third model. So this looks well, like it matches up well. This also matches up fairly well. A little bit of work to bring in this outline here. And this looks okay, and just a little work to bring this outline in here. So all in all, I think we have 2 models that are good possibilities, Model 2 and Model 1. And let's just say we chose Model 2 we were going to use for our outline alignment. And then we would hit Select Model. And we would click OK on this dialog box that pops up and says segmentation has completed. Please check the result. We would just check OK there. And our next step would be to click Edit Model and start manipulating our outline. And that process will be discussed in the next tutorial. But let's say our auto segmentation was not successful and we needed to do a manual segmentation. We would make sure that Segment Heart is selected under Operation Mode. And then in this box, Manual Segmentation, we would press the drop-down arrow to get a list of our models. And we would highlight those and then click on Manual Select Model to go through the series of models just like we did in the previous process. Now, once you hit Manual Select Model, it takes roughly 5 seconds, maybe 5 to 7 seconds in order for the new model to appear in this frame. So it's not immediate once you click the new model, just wait until it switches. And here you can see that this matches up fairly well. Here, this matches up fairly well. A little work needed to be done here, but not a bad match. And then you would continue this process of selecting models and looking at them over here until you found one that you felt was going to be the best match. So the whole goal here is to not spend very much time on your alignment process. And in order to do that, you need to find the outline, the ventricular outline that matches up the best with your DICOM. The alignment process can be very time consuming in the beginning when you are learning until the outline adapts to your movements and how you're going to align. So just by picking the best model can save you time. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for your time and attention.